guys, so this is the first trivia for the summer reading program this year. If you just want to comment your names and who's playing so I can put you in the wheel that's going to pick the winner of the $5 Tim Hortons gift card. That's fun for this week. So I think you guys know that the theme for this week is dinosaurs. So obviously we've got some cool dinosaur themed trivia. So I'm going to wait a few more minutes, see if a few more people come, and then we'll get started. Okay? Sounds good. Okay, so I think I've got all the names of the people who are here so far. Don't worry, I'll check again before the game is over, like at the end, to see if anyone else started playing, and I'll make sure to put them in the wheel thing that we use to randomize the names and see who's going to win the gift card. Okay, so we ready to start some trivia then? Okay. Let's get started then. So I've already said the theme for this week is dinosaurs. You can see this behind me. So I guess first I just kind of thought it would be cool if we just talk about our favorite kind of dinosaurs. So maybe let me know what your favorite kind of dinosaur is. I'd be really interested to know. Mine's actually an Apatosaurus, and the reason for that is it's the kind of dinosaur that Littlefoot is in The Land Before Time, which was some dinosaur movie that I grew up with. If you can find those and watch them, they're really cool. But I don't think they're on Netflix or anything, so it's sad. They're really good movies, but movies I grew up with, and so that's why I really like Apatosauruses. So feel free to let me know what your favorite dinosaur is, or maybe just one you like, before we get into this trivia.
So yeah, just go ahead, and you're doing a great job.
Okay, so let's get started then. So I already talked about the details, but so if you take part in this week's trivia for a chance to win a $5 Tim Hortons gift card. So I'm going to put you into a draw that we'll do after our trivia game is over. So just make sure you comment your name when you get in here, even if you don't get here at the start. A lot of you have already commented your name, obviously, and everything. But I'll check again at the end and make sure I see everyone and have everyone in the name from a hat kind of thing. So, we ready for question 1? So, question 1. What kind of things did Stegosaurus eat? So, Stegosaurus, kind of dinosaur. And there's a picture of it right here that you can see. What did it eat? Oh, I see you guys have commented some of your favorite dinosaurs. Ooh, let's go through some of these, why don't we, while you guys are giving in your answers. Ooh, Wes really likes the T-Rex. And Cody really likes the Triceratops. The Triceratops is a really good one. So is the T-Rex. But what are those tiny hands for? I'm still wondering. Ooh, James loves the Spinosaurus. That is a really interesting one. That is really cool. Okay, so we've got a lot of answers here. And I see mostly correct answers, so that's great. So, in fact, the Stegosaurus eats plants. So yeah, someone said, I think, grass and leaves. So yeah, just any kind of like plants. So the Stegosaurus was a herbivorous dinosaur, which means they only ate plants. So there are also carnivores, which only eat meat, and omnivores, which eat meat and plants, which are us, basically. So other examples of herbivorous dinosaurs are the Triceratops, which you can see on the screen behind me here, and then the diplodocus, which looks a lot like an Apatosaurus, but it's basically bigger. Okay, so you guys did really good on that one. Let's just keep chugging along and move on to the next one, okay? So, question 2. What was the famous movie series Jurassic Park named after? So whether you've seen the movie Jurassic Park or not, you've probably heard of it, that dinosaur movie. But basically what is Jurassic Park? Why did they name it Jurassic Park? We're focusing on the Jurassic here. The park is because dinosaurs in a park. But we're focusing on here kind of that word Jurassic. So if you want to tell me what Jurassic means, what that word means, kind of thing, that's really what we're looking for. Ooh, I see some answers. Okay, so yeah, a few people have said it's for the Jurassic Period, which is correct. So the Jurassic Period, I'm gonna go back to that, sorry. The Jurassic Period was the second of 3 periods on Earth in which the dinosaurs lived. So it occurred between 214 to 145 million years ago before the Jurassic Period. There was the Triassic Period, which lasted from 249 to 214 million years ago, and the period after Jurassic was the Cretaceous Period, which happened between 145 to 66 million years ago. So that's a long time. The dinosaurs have already lived on Earth longer than we have so far. So it's really interesting. So let's move on to the next question. It's question 3. Okay. I'm wondering if you can see that or if I should move. What kind of dinosaur is this? You see that the picture of that little dinosaur there? What is he? He's kind of got like smaller hands, kind of like a T-Rex, but he's not a T-Rex. He's a smaller dinosaur. This is a pretty standard one. I bet you guys know. So if you got the answer, comment it. Oh, yep, I see a lot of good answers here so far. So yeah, like I've seen, raptor or VELOCIRAPTOR. So the VELOCIRAPTOR was a carnivorous dinosaur that lived on Earth during the late Cretaceous period. They lived from approximately 99 to 65 million years ago. Or 66. Oh, it's so confusing. So long ago, doesn't really make a difference. 1 million years doesn't make a difference. I'm just kidding. It actually does make a difference. But the kind of big numbers we're working with when we're talking about them, it doesn't really matter for our purposes. Anyways, let's move on to question 3. That was really good. You guys, I think most of you answered correctly, so that's great. You guys really know your dinosaurs. So let's move on to question 4. Approximately how many different kinds of dinosaur fossils have been found? This one's a little trickier, so you got to know kind of an approximate number. You could just guess a number. Well, how many do you think? Or How many can you name? Anyways, yeah. So there is a lot of different fossils and bone records of dinosaurs. We found a lot of bones in general. Obviously, we found repeats of dinosaurs. But I'm wondering how many different kinds have been found. There are a lot of different kinds of dinosaurs. Okay, I see an answer. I'm pretty sure it's pretty close, actually. Okay. So, we'll just move on to the question, to the answer. Oh, wow, there's a lot of different answers here. Okay, so Deanna Keynes, whoever's playing on that account, didn't see, said 600. That is really close, actually. So let's see the real answer. It's actually 700. So there are roughly 700 discovered species of dinosaurs. However, there are no doubt many dinosaur fossils that have yet to be found. So 700 doesn't accurately reflect the diversity of a dinosaur species. Because it's very different. You know, some dinosaurs don't fossil well, and we'll talk about fossils in a few minutes when we have a question about it. But for the time being, let's move on to question 5. Okay. The 3 periods that the dinosaurs lived on Earth are collectively called an era. What is the name of this era? So, we're in an era right now. An era is a collection of 3 periods. So we already talked about the Triassic, the Jurassic, and the Cretaceous periods. Those 3 periods that the dinosaurs lived also make up an era, and there's also another name for that era. So, do you know the name of that era? I have said era so many times. Is that word losing any meaning yet? Because it is for me. So we'll always see if we can maybe get an answer from someone. But someone's got an answer. Yes, that first answer that came up for me, at least I think, is correct. So we'll go to the answer now. So the answer is the Mesozoic era. So it's a really fancy word, Mesozoic. It is, someone said prehistoric. It is a prehistoric era, but prehistoric is kind of just before the historic era, which is, I'm pretty sure, generally when people started on the earth. Even there are historic people. I guess it really depends what you're talking about, people. We'll get into that in later weeks, trust me. Got some cool stuff coming. But so the Mesozoic era. So dinosaurs lived on Earth during the Mesozoic era, which is split up into 3 periods: the Triassic Period, the Jurassic Period, and the Cretaceous Period. So the Mesozoic era lasted from approximately 252 to 66 million years ago. So a long time. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question 6. So what kind of dinosaur is this? Can you see them well enough? Am I in the way? There are a few different dinosaurs that kind of look like this and are called different things, but they're very similar in general. I'm looking for the name of what people, when you see this, what is the name that most people would think? That's more what I'm looking for, because there are bird-like dinosaurs that look like this one here, which I'm not going to tell you what it is, because that would be giving the answer away. But I think it's actually the genus of dinosaur, not the exact species, because there are a bunch of different species and heights. Some of them are really big, some of them are really small, So yeah, so I'm seeing a lot of correct answers here. So the answer is pterodactyl. So the pterodactyl is a flying carnivorous genus of dinosaur. There have been a bunch of different species of pterodactyls found fossilized in North America, Germany, Brazil, China, Europe, and Africa. So all over the world, basically. Well, almost. So they can have a wingspan of 2 to 11 meters, making them the largest known flying animals that ever lived. These dinosaurs lived from the late Jurassic period to the late Cretaceous period. What's really interesting is that there are some that I'm pretty sure are still in the pterodactyl genus that actually were so big they couldn't fly, and they started walking like this on their wings, which is kind of cool. I don't know if I talk about that later. I can't remember. We'll keep going. So, question 7. What is the study of dinosaurs called? Now, this is a fun one. It's a really, really fun, long word. An ology, you know, biology. It's not biology, but for example, biology, like the study of, you know, humans, like modern humans and living things that are alive, stuff like that, nature. That's the study of that. So an ology. The way I remember this, and I don't think most of you will have seen this show, but I just remember it. One of the main characters in Friends was this, what you call, was one of the people who studied dinosaurs. And that's always how I remembered it, because I didn't remember it before that. So I'm seeing the right answer for most of these people. So yeah, the answer is paleontology. So paleontology is the study of life that existed before the Holocene Epoch, which spans approximately 11,700 years ago to present times. They differ from archaeologists in that they don't study human bones. So anything considered like human, so Homo, I'm blanking. Homo sapiens. Anything Homo sapiens. They don't look at that. That's something different. They just look at mostly things that aren't really human, that are from way back. Way, way back. So, next question. Let's keep going. Question 8. What modern animal is closely related to dinosaurs? Now, I don't think this is something that a lot of people talk about maybe in shows and stuff you've seen, but it's actually really interesting. Because it's not what you think it is. I know what you think it is. I think I know what you think it is, and it's not what you think it is, unless you already know the answer. So, well, then it probably is what you think it is if you already know the answer. But they do look like a certain kind of thing that's living today, but that's not the answer if you're getting what I'm putting down. So, okay, yep. So I'm seeing the right answer again. You guys are on the ball. You guys know your dinosaur stuff. Man, I'm impressed. So, the answer is birds. Modern birds actually descend from a group of dinosaurs called theropods. So, theropods are a family of two-legged dinosaurs that include famous dinosaurs such as velociraptors, Tyrannosaurus rex. It's technically a myth that dinosaurs are extinct, since birds qualify as dinosaurs themselves because they belong to a genetic family of dinosaurs. So it's because of this that some scientists believe dinosaurs actually had feathers like birds. And we've actually seen a lot of stuff like that in fossils. We found like fossilized like feather imprints and stuff with dinosaur bones and fossilized things. So that's actually really cool. So we found proof of that kind of recently, that at least some dinosaurs have feathers. So that's really cool. Well, let's move on to the next question. Question 9. So what is a fossil? Can you guys tell me what a fossil is? I mean, yeah, like it's a rock, but is there anything else to it? Is there? Someone tell me. Yeah. Yeah, see, someone said reptiles. That's what you would think dinosaurs would be closely related to, right? It's a very weird thing, but it's birds. And they only know this because of some weird bone stuff that I'm not even going to get into because it's way complicated. Trust me. But if you want to look up why they figured out that birds are related to dinosaurs and not reptiles, then, yeah, complicated. But fun, but complicated. Okay, so yeah, I'm seeing a few answers. So a fossil is literally just a rock. I literally gave you the answer. I'm sorry. So while scientists have discovered actual dinosaur bones, most proof of dinosaurs' existence actually comes from fossils, which are just rocks with an impression of something on them. So there's no bone or anything in the fossil, technically, because the actual fossil is just rock. So organisms go through what is called fossilization to become a fossil, which is actually quite rare, which just tells you how many species we have living and have lived on the earth, is that we have so many fossils, but actually to become fossilized is actually quite rare of a thing. Most organisms decompose and leave no traces, but a fossil is made from sediment that settles over something and solidifies to make a rock with an impression of something. So if you think of something like a volcano erupts and there's a dinosaur there, and the dinosaur gets covered in that magma and then dies, and magma will then solidify and turn into a rock. So not exactly like that, but that's kind of the simpler version of it. It's really just like liquid rock settles kind of around it and then becomes hard, and then you see an imprint of something. So yeah, it's really cool. It really is just rock. I thought it must have some sort of bone in it, but it doesn't. That's technically not part of the fossil. So weird. Let's go to question 10. So what is the name of the first dinosaur that was discovered? This one is tricky. I will be surprised if any of you probably get this, but like, you've been surprising me this whole time. You guys are good. I'm not gonna lie. I was not a dinosaur kid, so looking up all of this stuff was really cool for me. I mean, I knew some of it in passing, but some of it's very specific, and like, I didn't know any of it really, just like the basic stuff. So, but you guys might, because apparently you guys are really smart. So we'll see. Just waiting for answers. Waiting for answers. Should we get like an elevator music in here? That's what I think we should do. Elevator music. Yeah. So I don't see anyone answering yet, but I think we'll... Oh, actually, wait. No, there's an answer. Oh, man, I wish someone said a Supersaurus. That would be a great name for the first dinosaur. Man. But, so that's pretty clever. I like that. So the answer is actually the Megalosaurus. So the first dinosaur that was discovered is the Megalosaurus. It's the first known fossil of this dinosaur, was found in 1676. But that wasn't named until 1824. It was discovered in Oxfordshire, England, and was just a femur bone of a Megalosaurus that lived during the Jurassic Period and was a carnivorous dinosaur in the theropod family, closely resembling the famous Tyrannosaurus rex, but it was about 2 times smaller than one. So it's like a Tyrannosaurus rex, but smaller. There's a picture of it. You can kind of see it behind me. I know I'm blocking it a little bit. I'm sorry. But yeah, Megalosaurus. Superosaurus, though. That would be great. Don't you think? Man. You need to start naming dinosaurs. Whoever commented that, you need to start naming dinosaurs. Let's move on to the next question. So question 11. How many of Earth's continents did dinosaurs live on? So even if you don't know the answer to this, if you know how many continents there are on Earth, then you can guess. And it's not like a 50% you'll get it right, but honestly, it's not. You could guess and get the right answer on this one if you don't know the answer. But yeah, I just zoned out there for a minute. Did anyone notice that? Someone said 6 and someone said 7. Yeah, so we'll move on to the answer. It's all of them. So when dinosaurs began walking the Earth in the early Triassic period, the Earth was just a giant mass of land surrounded by so much water. So much water. We'll talk more about water next week on next week's trivia. Trust me, it's the ocean. I hope you guys have signed up for your kits, by the way. Next week, gonna be great. You're gonna love it. Anyways, we'll move on to the next question. Question 12. So during the beginning of the Mesozoic era, all of Earth's continents were connected. Now, what was that land mass called? And so, actually have the code for your Beanstack achievement, your sticker, is actually the answer to this question. So remember that. I'll say it once we know the answer, once we get there, but I'm not going to say it yet because that gives away the answer. So, does anyone know what that's called? There's it's not, well, I lost that. I lost that thought there, but, oh, yep. So someone got it right. Yep. You guys are good, man. I'm shocked. So, it's called Pangea. So, if you want to unlock your little sticker thing on your Beanstack and other things, some really cool stuff, Pangea is your code that you're going to put in. So, Pangea was the name of the world's continents before they started to split apart, which was during the early Jurassic Period. They split off into smaller pieces of land, similar to how we know them today. Obviously, they split and then kind of split more, and then it's a slow progress into what we know today. But I digress. We'll move on. So, question 13. What kind of dinosaur is believed to be the oldest? So, the first dinosaur that was found, like by humans, but the first dinosaur that ever existed. What do people think is the oldest? Now, this one, again, I keep saying, oh, this one's going to be trickier, but you guys know them. So, like, I feel a little dumb. You guys are good. I'll give you that, definitely. But yeah, what kind of dinosaur is believed to be the oldest? Oh, someone said Pangea isn't working as the code. We'll get someone to take a look at that. Because it should be working as the code. That's weird. We'll get someone off screen to look at that in a minute, and I'll let you know when we figure it out. Yeah, sorry about that. Someone is working out the Beanstack thing. Don't know. We have technical difficulties sometimes. We'll just keep going. I'll let you know when I hear something about it. So the answer is the Eoraptor. So some people said the raptor, which, yeah, it's a raptor. It's believed to be the oldest known dinosaur. The Eoraptor lived during the late Triassic period. So the Eoraptor was a carnivorous dinosaur discovered as an almost complete skeleton in 1991 in Argentina. Someone said I just see this now, the Zooposaurus. Oh gosh, you guys need to name dinosaurs. These are great. Love that. Oh, yeah, the Eoraptor. So yeah, it's a raptor, basically. If you said raptor, you were right, basically. It's just got an E and an O in front of it, because it's fancy and old. It's like when you get really old and you get a sir in front of your name. You know, people don't call you sir when you're like 15, but when you're 80, you get called sir. It's kind of like that. Actually, I don't think it's anything like that, but it'd be funny if it was, don't you think? Okay. Question 14. Where was the Tyrannosaurus Rex first discovered? You guys, I don't know, you might know this. I didn't know this, but you might know this because you guys are on the ball when it comes to dinosaurs. I mean, I knew there were kids who liked dinosaurs and stuff, but you guys are on it. Yeah. Where was Tyrannosaurus Rex first discovered? This question just reminds me of, we have a book list, which you'll see at the end. I'll go over some of those things. If you stick around for that, you don't have to. But one of the books on our book list for this week is actually called Tiny the T-Rex or something like that. And it's about giving a hug. And it's he can't give his friend a hug because he's got these little arms. It's really cute. There's some other cool ones on there if you want to check that out. Yeah, so some people have said bunch of similar, some sort of place in the Americas, North America, South America, somewhere around there is what people are saying. So it was Montana, USA. So yeah, you were kind of all right on that. I mean, yeah. this is a more specific answer, but yeah, America. So the first known fossils of the Tyrannosaurus rex were discovered in 1902 by Barnum Brown. In 1990, the largest, most complete Tyrannosaurus rex skeleton named Sue, her name was Sue, was found in South Dakota. So the Tyrannosaurus rex was a carnivorous dinosaur that lived in the late Cretaceous period. And it was one of the last dinosaurs to walk the earth, actually, which I thought was really cool and interesting. Someone's telling me off camera that the code should be working now, so if anyone was noticing it wasn't working, try that again and let me know, because it should be working now, according to our Beanstalk expert. We'll move on. So, question 15. From 1877 to 1892, two paleontologists were competing to see who could find the most fossils. What was this competition called? This is a fun one. This is a really fun question, and I'm excited to talk about it because I had to do some research on this, and whew, crazy times, man. It's really cool, though. I mean, like, cool, it's not really a good thing, but it's interesting to talk about now, the kind of things that they did in the past with dinosaurs. Dinosaur remains, I suppose. Oh, someone said it's working. Awesome. That's great. Thank you for bringing that up and letting us know. I'm glad we got that sorted really quickly. So yeah, I hope the rest of you get your put in scavenger hunt. It really should have just been like the dinosaur scavenger hunt, you know? Something like that. But so this is really cool. But so, it's called the Bone Wars. Should have been called just the Scavenger Hunt, but it was called the Bone Wars, sometimes referred to as the Great Dinosaur Rush. So if you thought that was it, that's also correct. So it was between Edward Drinker Cope and Othniel Charles Marsh from 1877 to 1892. So both paleontologists used their wealth, money, and influence to devalue the other. This is why it was a war, because it wasn't just, oh, people are looking for dinosaurs. It was like the dog-eat-dog world out there. Like, they were doing some crazy things. They sabotaged each other's work, going as far as stealing and breaking each other's findings. Marsh technically won, finding 80 different dinosaur species, beating Cope's discovery of 56. But neither really won, because at the end of their competition, both were out of money and had damaged a lot of valuable dinosaur bones and fossils. And some people say that, that still kind of put us behind today, because I heard that they actually might have just made an explosion. Like, a few times they just exploded each other's offices and stuff, and those precious dinosaur bones that we can't get back. And like I said, fossils are actually kind of rare, so precious work just down the drain, which kind of sucks. But yeah, it was they didn't like each other. They were not friends. It would have been nice if they were just all friends looking for dinosaur bones, but they're not. I could keep talking about this, but we're gonna move on. The Bone Wars. Question 16. What is the other name for an Apatosaurus? So, I told you Apatosaurus is my favorite dinosaur, so I put that in here. Sorry. No, I'm not. I think they're so cute. I bet they'd be sweet, because they're herbivores, so you could just pet them and be friends. That'd be cool. And they probably had feathers. They might have or might not have more stone. I don't know. But they might have been soft or scaly, or I'd just be interested to pet one. It's really interesting. We'll talk about kind of why it technically has a second name. Oh, yeah, someone said it, so yes, that is correct. So the correct answer is Brontosaurus. So Apatosaurus, sometimes called Brontosaurus, was a herbivorous dinosaur that lived during the late Jurassic period. The first Apatosaurus bones were discovered by Othniel Charles Marsh during the Bone Wars, which we just talked about. Marsh later discovered similar bones and called the dinosaur Brontosaurus. We now know that the first Apatosaurus bones found were from a baby, and the similar bigger bones discovered later were from an adult of the same species. So scientists changed the name of both to Apatosaurus, but The big adult one originally was called Brontosaurus, even though they were the same species. So that's why it kind of has two names, though. I always knew it as Brontosaurus for like a long time because that's always what I saw used, but actually people prefer Apatosaurus most of the time. But it was called Brontosaurus, so I'm not going to say you're wrong for calling it a Brontosaurus or something, but scientists have changed the name to Apatosaurus for all of them. Yeah, it's kind of cool, isn't it? Anyways, question 17. We're almost done here, folks. So before the discovery of dinosaurs, what is now believed to be dinosaur teeth were found. I think it was in China. What did people think they were when they found these? Way before the discovery of dinosaurs. They found giant teeth and were like, these are blank teeth. Like, they thought they were big teeth of something else. So, I mean, it's also in China, so you can take a guess based on like some Chinese legends and stuff you can think of. You can take a guess of what they probably thought it was. It's not something real, I'll tell you that. Oh yeah, so someone said it here. Yeah, you think elephant? Someone said elephant tusk. That's actually, not a bad answer, to be honest. Because you might think that. I guess depending how big the teeth are, because we don't actually have the teeth anymore that were found, so we're not for sure we know what they were or anything. But people just think they're like elephant tusks, that would make sense. That really would make sense. It's actually dragon teeth. So I know we know like, oh, dragons are cool, but they're technically not real. But so a recorded description of what is now believed to be dinosaur teeth dates approximately 3,500 years ago in China. Since dinosaurs had yet to be discovered, the Chinese believed they had found dragon teeth. So it's impossible to know for sure if what they found were dinosaur teeth because, like I said, we only have a recorded description of the discovery and not the teeth themselves. But it's likely they were probably dinosaur teeth because just because we hadn't discovered dinosaurs yet doesn't mean that their remains weren't around, because they were. And there's probably other things that we thought were something else that were dinosaur things. And I don't have a list of all of those things, but I'm sure you could look it up if you were interested. Google is amazing if you can access it. We'll move on. Is that really cool though? They really thought they were dragon teeth. They had never seen like a real dragon, but they really thought they were dragon teeth. So I don't know a lot about ancient China, but I don't know. It's kind of fun. Oh gosh, what question was this? Question 18. I'm losing count. Is there an animal that lives today that's bigger than dinosaurs? This is a fun one. So, is there something that's living today that is bigger than the biggest dinosaur was? Oh, for the last question, someone said shark teeth. That would also make sense, like depending how big the teeth are. These are like some really good guesses. Like even you guys like are really good at like educated guesses. That's the word I'm looking for. Oh yeah, someone said it here. Man, this person has been answering all of the first questions on the ball. I'm serious. So the answer is yes. It was a 50-50 technically for the question, but dinosaurs were giant creatures, but there's animals alive today that are bigger than even the biggest dinosaurs, namely one, the blue whale, which someone said. So yes, that is correct. The blue whale is the largest creature to ever live on Earth. Sometimes scientists hypothesize that whales evolved from land-dwelling animals, as whales are still mammals, and while they can hold their breath for a long time, they still need air to live, unlike fish who breathe water. People also talk about how whales are so big because they don't have the same kind of gravity when you're swimming in water all the time as opposed to on land. It's a lot more weight on you. Like, when you go swimming and you can just float there. You can't float in air, but you can float in water. They think that because they weren't weighed down because they were in the water kind of floating, that they grew. That's how they were able to grow much, much bigger, because they had the energy to do it. So it's pretty cool. Sorry, let me just find my mouse here. I have lost it. Okay. We'll move on to the next one. Question 19. There are a few different ways to date fossils. Can you name one of them? Just one. There's a lot of different ways to name fossils or date fossils. To name fossils, that's actually pretty easy to name fossils. But to date them, a few different ways to do it. Can you name one of them? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Someone said it. Said one of them. So we're gonna go over a few different kinds. But so the answer is carbon dating, is what that person said on the carbon. So that is true. That's a very common one. There's fission tracking, argon dating, amino acid dating, and relative dating. And it's very, very complicated, so I've tried to simplify it into a little bit of text to read for you guys, but letting you know it's kind of complicated. You might still not understand it. I'm not sure I understand it. So there are what are called absolute dating methods for dating fossils. These methods include carbon dating, fission tracking, argon tracking, and amino acid racemization analysis. Say that 10 times fast. Amino acid racemization analysis. Amino acid racemization analysis. I can't. Carbon dating only works if the fossil is under 75,000 years old, because carbon decays quicker than most minerals. So if no carbon is found in the fossil, that means it's at least 100,000 years old. Otherwise, the less carbon found, the older the fossil. Fission tracking is checking how many fissures are in the fossil. A fissure is just like a breakage. That's usually like a crack. The more fissures, the older the fossil. The amount of argon found in rocks surrounding where you found your fossil can also tell how old the fossil is. The more argon, the older the fossil. And amino acid racemization analysis, crazy word, uses the changing of amino acids to date fossils. So this is where it gets really tricky. So amino acids are building blocks of protein and are L-shaped in living things, apparently. They change from an L shape to a D shape. I can't do a D shape with my hand, I'm sorry. After an organism dies. So the more amino acids that are D-shaped, the older the fossil. Relative dating is less reliable and only works when soil hasn't been tilled or the age of a surrounding area is known. So if you're in Montana and you know Montana didn't exist until 1872, which I'm just making this up. But this is just for reference. If you knew Montana didn't exist till 1972 and you found a bone there, you can be like, this bone's probably like from 1872 or around then, so it's probably, I'm not doing the math, but if you wanted to do the math, I should have picked easier numbers. Okay, yeah, but dating fossils can get kind of a little confusing. But amino acid racemization analysis. Oh my gosh, can you even pronounce that? It's crazy. Sorry, I will never get over it. Question 20. So this is the last question, guys. How do scientists think dinosaurs went extinct? So when you think of the dinosaur extinction, what happened? What have you been told probably happened to the dinosaurs? Why don't they still exist? Kind of thing. Oh, so yeah, someone also said, sorry for the last question, someone also said how deep they were buried. Yeah, that's a relative dating. So like if you have a bunch of soil, this is your soil here, and you find a bone that's like really, really low, you can tell it's really old because it's been there for a long time. Yeah, you usually need a little bit more than just, you need to know usually more of like the age kind of that area to do a little bit more of dating, but yeah, you can tell how old something is approximately by where it is buried. Yeah, so people are saying like a meteor or something, right? Yeah, a large asteroid. So yeah, a meteor basically. So while the cause of the dinosaurs' extinction is unknown, scientists conclude that the most likely answer is that a large asteroid hitting Earth exploded. So there's even actually, there was a crater found that is actually just the right size and dated to approximately when the dinosaurs went extinct. This mass extinction was called the Cretaceous Paleogene Extinction Event, or the KPG Extinction Event. Again, say that 10 times fast, right? So crazy. So, that was the last question. So, I'm going to say all the names that I have on here, and if I don't say your name, or you got here in the middle of it, can you comment that for me? So I've got Jessica, Jacob, Zach, Ryan, Wes, Cody, and James. Am I missing anyone? If I'm missing you, comment. I'll give you a minute to do that. Here, I'll even say the names again for you, actually. Jessica, Jacob, Zach, Ryan, Wes, Cody, and James. That's who I have. Riley and Brilliant. Okay. I'll add those. Okay. Am I missing anyone else? I just added Riley and, is it Breland? Oh, Ellen. Oh, Bryland. There we go. That's a cool name. Oh, okay. Ellen. Put Ellen in here also. And oh, okay, so Zach. James has a brother named Zach that was helping with the questions. So I'll put him on here too. There we go. There are two Zachs. So we've got Zach F, I think, and Zach S. We've got Zach with a C and Zach with a CH. So, is that everyone then? Oh, Cordy, not Cody. I'm sorry. I thought I saw Cody on the first one. I'll change that. Cordy. Oh, that's cute. For short for Cordelia. I like that. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. Fix that. Anyone else? I think that's it. So I'm going to randomize these names here and we'll see who's going to win. All right. So our wheel says Jessica won. So Jessica, you won the $5 Tim Hortons gift card for this week. Yeah, but guys, tune in next week to see if you can win, because I mean, there's a good chance that you could win one of these. I mean, yeah, and you can get 5 donuts. 5 donuts, guys. Or think about how many Timbits you could get. Guys, it's a real treat. Okay, so, yeah, so Jessica, you win. Sorry, I was just talking with someone on screen for a minute. We don't have the card yet, but we'll be getting it soon, and you can come pick it up at the library. We'll get those details to you, though, so don't worry too much about it. What was your... Oh, everyone says thank you. You're welcome. Guys, I had fun. Did you have fun? I had fun. I already said that. But yeah, congratulations, Jessica. So we'll keep you updated on that. But yeah, okay, so we might be getting the cards today. So Jessica, if you want your $5 Tim Hortons gift card, we might be getting it today, so you can check in maybe like tomorrow or in a few days. We should have it. Not sure yet, but yeah, you can just come in and check. Jessica, who won dinosaur trivia, will be waiting. Oh, you guys learned. Yeah, I'm glad you guys learned a lot. That's what I really liked about doing this. You know, I just realized also that I made a slide for announcing the winner, and I didn't go to that slide. So this is that slide. Another thing. Maybe some of you guys most of you guys I think have left now, but it's okay. For the guys that are still watching, you're further learning stuff. I wanted to talk about. So we have a playlist on YouTube that you can watch. I made it generally for kids that were a little older, but like it's appropriate for kids probably like of most ages. So there's also the book list, which I already talked about, which you can check out you can look up Bibliocommons and then find the St. Mary's one, and you can find the lists on there. And there's also a link on your newsletter, so there's a link to the Summer Reading Dinosaur Week videos on YouTube. There's also a link to the Summer Reading Dinosaur books on Bibliocommons or on Beanstack. And then these are a few movies I just thought if you guys wanted to check them out because you like dinosaurs or whatever. There's Ice Age: Dawn of the Dinosaurs on Netflix. It should be on Netflix. I checked recently, so if it's not, I'm sorry, but it should be. There's also Dinosaur on Disney Plus, or The Good Dinosaur on Disney Plus. You guys might have seen these already, but I've seen the Ice Age one. I haven't seen the other two, but I've heard they're good. And I was looking at them. I still gotta watch them, but anyways, that's really it, guys. For the few people who are still here, I mean, yeah. I hope you guys had fun. I had a lot of fun. I'm glad you guys learned a lot, and I'll see some of you guys Thursday for a STEAM or a craft or something, if you're a junior or a senior. And if you're going to come to trivia next week, I'll see you then. Okay.